Yeah, I'm gonna say it just like this, right? Um, Changing your status got nothing to do with jurisdiction. Changing your status don't have nothing to do with jurisdiction. Because a lot of people think if they claim they are not U.S. citizens, then that kind of give you some type of diplomatic immunity away from the jurisdiction. Jurisdiction sits in the standpoint of whether or not do the state have a real visible contract that's in place. Or if you gave any jurisdictional territorial boundaries, then you'll be subjected to that. A lot of people are in this position to say, hey, if I'm not a U.S. citizen, that means I don't go to jail. That shit false. That is false. And I talked about this before, but I wanted to make a clear video only talking about this because a lot of people have a misperception about this. They think that if I'm Moorish American or if I'm this, that means I'm exempt from the jurisdiction of the state. You're only exempt from the jurisdiction of the state when there's no contract in place. And also, I'm gonna explain this. Bench warrants, all criminal warrants are all connected to the state driver's license and ID, have penal bonds on them. And so the reason how people get caught up a lot of time for warrants in other states, or even in the state that they in, because when the police run your driver's license number, a bench warrant pops up. And also, people ask me questions like this. Hey, what if I live in another state, but I have an ID in another state? It's something called gaining jurisdiction from out of state. So they have to contact your state to gain jurisdiction over you because you're a citizen of that state. Because every state is its own country, really. So they're going to have to contact your state and get jurisdiction over you by using their state driver's license. That's all they use. So it's called a out-of-state compact. So that's how they're going to gain jurisdiction over you. And they're going to use your address that you got out of state. And instead of you paying 10% from the bail's bondsman, they might require you to pay 20% to bond out of jail because you more of a flight risk and a liability. Because if you was to leave that state and you had a warrant, the bail's bondsman can't go out of state to come get you. They got to be within the state. So if you leave the state, the bail's bondsman can't get you. What's going to have to happen is they're going to have to get U.S. Marshals to come get you. And they're going to have to go to the address that you have on file. So, like I say, y'all, it's a lot that comes with this, man. Status, jurisdiction, and nationality. They all have somewhat similarities, but they different. But it doesn't matter whether or not that you claim to be a U.S. citizen. Only thing that matters is there a contract that's in place. If there's no contract in place, right, then there's no territorial boundary that they can actually place you at. Then there's no jurisdiction. Because anytime they file for a bond or a warrant, they have to have a physical address on file to find you, right? So they have to have you that live in, or you saying you reside in one of their territorial boundaries. If you don't reside in one of their territorial boundaries, you are outside of it. And it's not even about the passport. If you didn't have a passport and no state ID, no driver's license and all that stuff, and every time you was to ask your address and you didn't give my address and you say I live in the United States of America Republic, most of the time that would exempt you right there from prosecution. That would exempt you automatically. I had a dude I know, right? It's a white dude, right? His name Uriah. His name Uriah. So he lived over there in Oklahoma. No, Missouri. He lived in Missouri. And so the police out there found him with like Zans. They found him with like some meth, all type of stuff. So he didn't have a contract with the state. Like he took my advice and everything like that. So when they came and snatched him up and grabbed all of that, they detained him for 3 days. It was asking him where do he live and everything like that. But he listed everything I say. He ain't gave him nothing. So after that, they had released him from the station. They confiscated the merchandise because police gonna end up taking it just because of public safety. But regardless of not, he didn't go to jail, and that was crazy. But jurisdiction don't have nothing to do with status. Those are two different things. It doesn't matter if you claim to be a Moorish American or a national. It doesn't matter, or even if you're a state citizen. Only thing that matters is the contract. I'm out.